Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 41st part of What If Deku Was Sanji's Reincarnation, My Heroes Reborn. The author of this great fanfic is enterally. Links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 41, Just How? Izuku and Mashirao kicked and punched the criminals respectively away from their classmates. Right now they didn't have much a choice, well they did. But their problems tied to their past lives drove them. Kirishima and Bakugo saw them. How? Yelled Izuku. What? Asked Kirishima. Izuku, calm down, said Mashirao. What the hell are you talking about? Muttered Bakugo. This is the 80th floor, said Mashirao. There was an awkward silence among the two. I guess I got lost, laughed Kirishima, de-icing to break the silence. Why the fuck did I follow you? Yelled Bakugo. Look, it's not that bad, said Kirishima. Izuku stared at Kirishima. It was hard to tell what he was feeling. I'm sure this is a one-time thing, assured Mashirao. I don't know if I can handle another, sighed Izuku. This just made the others' sweat dropped. You haven't been dealing with him for long, why are you acting like that, Deku? Said Bakugo. Izuku shot him a glare, his eyes said everything. Oh, you knew someone from a past life like that, said Kirishima. You have no idea, sighed Izuku. Almost everyone on the crew had to practically babysit him when we got on a new island. But of course most of the time he would leave the ship without anyone noticing him. Okay, now's not a good time to vent, said Mashirao. At least you're aware of it, sighed Izuku. He was in a state of constant denial. Before any more could be said, however, the criminals started to attack. Thankfully an ice wall stopped them. We don't have much of a choice other than fighting back, said Momo, joining them with the others. Long story short, just to bring you up to speed, criminals took over the tower and now we're going upstairs because they're holding all of the heroes captive in the gala, said Toru, who was back to fully clothed. When did you put your clothes back on? Yelled Kaminari in shock. You just didn't see it, said Toru. We probably need someone to stay behind, said Izuku. Seriously? Asked Mineta. You want them coming after us? Asked Izuku, going into Sanji mode. Do you really have to ask? Said Bakugo, getting ready to fight. Kirishima looked ready to fight as well. I'm staying with them, said Mashirao, knowing that once the fight was over he knew they have to talk about everything. Nope. 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 Nope, yelled Aiko from his bracelet. Aiko. Mashirao. Someone has to stay with him, one with a tracker. Because I cannot do this alone, said Aiko. Oh come on, it's not that bad, said Kyoka. We just met, but I have to keep an eye on him all the time. And then this guy who I haven't even met yet show up on the 80th floor, he went up and didn't realize it. Yelled Aiko, no offenses to you as a person, but if I was human I'm sure I would be really close to having an aneurysm. Aiko, said Achiko. Don't worry, I have scheduled a scan to check for any problems or bugs in my programming tomorrow afternoon, no need to worry about it, said Aiko. I'll stay, said Todoroki. He still has my receiver, so that's not a bad idea, said Toru. The two criminals managed to destroy the ice somehow. Go now, said Todoroki. The others all ran off to continue their mission. I hate this. I freaking hate this, yelled Aiko. Almost everything about tonight sucks. I'm sure it will be fine, sighed Izuku. You're close to having an aneurysm now, said Aiko. Don't try to sweet talk me. She's got a point, said Momo. Not only there's a chance there's another guy in your close that possibly has no sense of direction, but thanks to this my plans to how I was going to introduce myself to Bakugo are now gone. It was going to be so much fun. said Aiko. Wait, is that you're most upset about? Asked Ida. Kind of. I mean, I know if he and Kirishima didn't get lost he still would have found about me, but I had plans, funny and depressing plans. Said Aiko, now they're all gone to waste. What were you planning to do? Asked Izuku. It's not important. Said Aiko, the plans are gone, and now I have to introduce myself the normal way. There was another reason she wasn't telling him, as the plans were tied to the investigation into Aldera Junior High, but due to the fact that Hibiki didn't want Izuku or Bakugo to know about them, she was keeping a tight lip about it. How do you all deal with her? Asked Kyoka. Ignore her most of the time. Said Izuku. Pretty much. Said Achiko. I don't interact with her as much as they do. Said Ida. But you still but summon me sometimes, so? Said Aiko. We should really get back on track. Said Melissa. She's right. Focus on getting upstairs. Said Aiko, I'll just vent to the two poor pros who I'm connected with right now. They headed up to the next level of the room to figure out a way up. That was when they noticed a hatch on the nearby ceiling. Wait, can we use that? Asked Izuku. We can. Said Melissa, but someone would have to get in from the side of the building, the person would have to be pretty small to get in there, and also have to have a way up. But who would be able to do that? Said Mineta. Everyone was looking at him. Why are you looking at me? Said Mineta. You are so lucky I don't have an internet connection right now, granted if I did then we wouldn't be on this mission. Said Aiko. Mineta paled when she said that. Hey! Listen, I got this. Said Kaminari, don't listen to the robot. I'm an AIU technoist. Said Aiko. Look, if you do this you won't be able to keep the ladies off you. Said Kaminari. Really? Asked Mineta. Oh yeah. I'm sure you can even get a harem with this. Said Kaminari. That lit a fire under Mineta and he went with the plan, reminding himself of the possible harem. In the gala, the two listened to Aiko vent on and on about her plans about her introduction to Bakugo were ruined. I have an update. Said Aiko. What is it? Asked Hibiki nervously as the two knew about the fight going on. Air vent passageway. Said Aiko. You serious? Asked All Might. Of course I am. Said Aiko. What is my life right now? Sighed Hibiki. A hostage and die hard. Said Aiko. I was being sarcastic. Said Hibiki. I know. Said Aiko. He heard All Might snickering a little. Stop it. You're only encouraging her. Said Hibiki. With the fight, it was rather interesting. One of the criminals had what appeared to be some kind of warping quirk of blasts of air that seemed to get rid of things. Thankfully Mashireo was fighting him. Sure Hokoden. He shouted, sending a blast of his ki. The criminal was sent backwards. I don't know how you're doing it. Said the criminal. I'm not telling a villain about my attacks. Said Mashireo. However, the guy managed to fire a blast of air at him. Thankfully Mashireo managed to dodge. Still got a reading on his quirk yet? Asked Mashireo. No, not yet. It would be easier if I had my internet connection. Said Aiko. Mashireo sighed. During his short internship with Hibiki he learned more about Aiko and how while she was often irreverent, when the time came down to it, she was a good helper during a fight. Especially since she was something of an extra set of eyes. The other three were fighting a criminal fighting a gorilla monster. Who was really strong. Okay. If you want to beat this guy you have to listen to me. Said Aiko, when I say dodge you dodge and I will be analyzing his body for weaknesses and the like. Why should we listen to you? Muttered Bakugo. Wow, Splody Dope, now that I'm talking to you I know what kind of an ass you really are. said Aiko. Instead of thinking how can I get help from this AI who can think much faster than a human, I'm going to get into a fight with them. Now's not the time for this, said Kirishima. He's right. Listen to me if you need to, said Aiko, but only if you want to. What the fuck does that mean? Said Bakugo. Just do your own thing, okay, but I would still advise for the other two to listen, said Aiko. Todoroki nodded. Although he didn't know Aiko well, she knew she had to be good if a pro hero used her. The criminal tried to attack, but thankfully Todoroki created an ice wall so they could strategize a bit more. So what is she exactly? Asked Kirishima. AI created by Hibiki Kenzoku aka Orchestra Rave. I'm his assistant, able to analyze and strategize much faster than a normal human, said Aiko. Not only that, but I currently need to check what my limits are with how many tasks I can handle, which means I can be in more than 7 places at once and handle a task from each location. The criminal broke through the ice. Someone set him on fire, said Aiko. Todoroki launched some of his fire. So as I was saying, if you want to win a fight against some criminals who have taken control of the building, just listen to me, said Aiko. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you want part 42. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.